The mainstream media might say that the violence is growing, but our next guest says we are witnessing a peaceful overthrow of the government. Joining us now is former Republican presidential candidate and Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee. Good morning, Governor. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Ainsley. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so we have seen the protests. We've seen a rally being canceled. We've seen punches and pushes. But you wrote an article in Newsmax that says Trump leads a peaceful overthrow of the government. What do you mean by that?
Well, this is nothing less than somewhat of a revolution in America, where people are so angry at their government on both sides, Democrat and Republican, that they're putting forth candidates who say, we're not going to let this system continue. We're going to radically change it, and we're going to make it so that it's not rigged anymore. So whether you hear that from Bernie Sanders or Donald Trump, you're hearing that there's going to be massive change if they're elected. People want big change. They know this government has rigged the system against them. It's an insular game. A friend of mine just sold his house in the Washington, D.C. area a couple of weeks ago. He put it on the market. It sold in less than 3 days. He had 5 offers, every one of them over list price. Now, where else in America is that happening? Nowhere.
Wow.
6 of the 10 richest counties in America are surrounding Washington, D.C. Look, we get it out here in the rest of America. They're winning, the rest of the country is losing, and so what we're seeing is a disruptive election. I call it a vertical election, not horizontal. Candidates who say, look, I'm the most conservative. People really don't care.
What do you mean by that?
Because they don't care whether you're left or right. Here's what I mean, Ainsley. People are less interested in whether you're left, right, liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican. What they want to know, will you take us up or will you keep taking us down? Are you going to lead us to a better life, a better America, where things work for me? Are you going to continue this game where a handful of elites do very well and the rest of America gets gut punched?
You're
and that's what they're
absolutely
feeling.
right. Have you ever seen an election like this before?
No, and I wished I hadn't, because if I had known this was coming, you know, it's not a good year for a guy who, you know, had been a governor and said, gee, I'm experienced. And people said, we don't care. We're afraid that if you have any experience, you'll put it to work against us rather than for us. And that's what we're seeing. That's why I say it's a disruptive election. But, you know, every now and then the country needs something that is utterly disruptive to shake away from the political class, the ruling class, because we're on the verge of an oligarchy in this country where there is a very select elite ruling class, and then there's the rest of the people who are having to pay for it, and their kids are paying for it, and they've had enough. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Joel Benison. He is an Obama and Clinton pollster, and he is saying mathematically there is absolutely no way that Donald Trump can beat Hillary Clinton. Now, you've run against a Clinton before. What do you think about all of this? Is it possible for Trump to beat Hillary Clinton?
You know, I'm not sure what they're smoking over there in the Clinton camp, but let me tell you something. Everybody said Donald Trump wouldn't run. Then they said he couldn't get past August. They said he couldn't get past his early controversies. I'm sitting there as a candidate thinking, well, you know what, he won't last long. Well, guess what? He's outlasted all of us, and he's leading substantially. So I think they're going to underestimate Donald Trump's candidacy at their own peril. I honestly think that that's what they're saying because they hope it's true, hoping to influence Republican voters. But their worst nightmare is to have to run against Donald Trump, who is taking away the traditional Democratic votes from them. Yeah. And that's why I think they're saying things like that. Totally untrue.
The voters are proving the establishment wrong, aren't they? Thanks so much, Governor, for being with us this morning.